Hi, my name is Jessica Hughes, and I just wanted to tell you my story myself. So you can see that I am not a toothless, knuckle-dragging redneck hick, nor am I a racist, as some Obama supporters have said online since I started to tell my story. I just want all people out there who love freedom to know that come November 4th, there may be change, but what kind of change will it be? On Wednesday, the 1st of October, I was in the car with my children and my husband when I received a call on my cell phone. The caller was from the Obama Volunteers of Texarkana. She did not identify herself by name. She just asked me if I would support Senator Obama on November 4th. I am very pro-life, and I am very free market, and in a little bit of a snit that she was calling on my cell phone, I said, no, I will not vote for him. I think your guy's a socialist. And he voted 4 times in the state senate to let little babies die in hospital closets. So I'm not going to vote for him, and I think you should think of something better to do. And I hung up. I really wouldn't have thought that anything would come of that, except, I sort of half hoped that she might reconsider her devotion to Obama-Messiah. Unfortunately, instead, she invented a story that I had threatened Barack Obama's life and sent the Secret Service to my house. The next day, Thursday, 2 Secret Service agents arrived on my doorstep. They identified themselves verbally, and the female did a real quick flip of her badge. I didn't get to see it, but I didn't really care because I didn't plan on them staying very long. At the time I opened the door, I assumed they were there because I had called Barack Obama a socialist, and I thought, well, I can call him a socialist if I want. I'm not going to argue with these people about it. Unfortunately, the quote they had been relayed was, I will never support Obama and he will wind up dead on a hospital floor. Now let me make very clear right now. It has been suggested by some people online that she misheard what I said because it was a cell phone connection. That is possible. But whatever she did hear, she did not record it word for word, because I never used the words wind or up or dead or floor in anything that I said. My husband and both of my children heard what I said. I know very well what I said, and I did not use those words, so she never heard them from me. Now, my husband was there, and he kind of half laughed at the ridiculousness of this situation, and he said no, she called him a socialist. She never said anything about him dying. And I repeated to the agents exactly what I had said, and frankly expected them to leave. They couldn't possibly have any evidence since I didn't do it. So I really wasn't expecting much of an interrogation. But the female agent said to me, oh, really? Well, why would she make that up? What would she have to gain? And I said, well, I guess she didn't like what I had to say about her candidate. And this agent replied, that's right, you were rude. As if this is some kind of crime worthy of being investigated by the Secret Service. Now take note of what she said. That's right, you were rude. Not, you made a death threat, you were rude, as if she knew very well what I had said. Now later on, they do allude to the fact that they knew this was a BS call when they came to my house, but that didn't stop them from interrogating me for a half hour on my porch. The next thing that happened was the male agent took out a pad, and he wanted me to tell him what I think of Barack Obama and how I feel about him. Well, I am an American citizen, and I am not going to answer questions about my thoughts to the National Police Force unless they have some kind of warrant or want to take me to jail. I didn't do anything to merit having my thoughts questioned and recorded and put into a file that will follow me the rest of my life. So I told him in no uncertain terms that I was not going to answer questions about my thoughts because my thoughts were not pertinent to his investigation. He asked me, haven't you ever been in a car accident? Wouldn't the police officer ask you whether you were, drinking or on your cell phone? And I said, yes, he would, because those are pertinent to the event. He would not ask me what I think of red Chevys. He wouldn't ask me how I feel about speeding. The only thing pertinent to their investigation was what I actually said. I had given them my statement, my husband had corroborated it, and I frankly expected them to leave. At this point, I noticed they had a file that had my name on it, and I said, look, you have that file on me, Does it have anything in there that would suggest I'm some kind of loon who would threaten the life of a candidate? No, of course not. And then I thought, is there a tape of the call? You know, because in the moment it occurred to me, you know, they must have some evidence or think they have some evidence, or else they wouldn't be here. So I said, you know, where's the tape of the call? Just listen to it and you'll know that I didn't say this. But there was no tape. And so I said, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You have no tape, and I know there's nothing in my history that would indicate I'm someone who would make a death threat. So on nothing but the word of a ticked-off Obama supporter, you are on my porch and you are questioning my thoughts. At this point, the female agent actually said, you have no evidence that she supports Obama. To which I say, well, if the fact that she called me from the Obama campaign is not enough evidence that she's a supporter of Obama, then certainly her word is not enough evidence for you to come to my house and question me about my thoughts.